All right, chapter 9.7. The amendment process changes the Constitution. Remember, amend means to change it. Okay, so amend or add. The framers knew that the Constitution would need to be changed over time. As Thomas Jefferson said, the Constitution belongs to the living and not to the dead. At the same time, they wanted the Constitution to provide a lasting and stable framework for the government. To maintain that stability, the framers made changing the Constitution possible, but difficult. So here they provide you with this nice graphic, amending the Constitution, what you need to do. So if you're a visual person, this might be helpful to you. So we'll take a look at that in just a second. Let's look at what we're supposed to be filling out here for 9.7, the amendment process. Why did the framers make it possible to change the Constitution? I think we just kind of covered that. What was the question? Why did the framers make it possible to change the Constitution? Because it's for the living and not for the dead. All right, so times change. There might be different reasons why we need different laws. What's another question? What are two pieces of evidence that prove that amending the Constitution is difficult? All right, who has the power to propose amendments? Who approves amendments? I'm just kind of reviewing these questions. So as we're reading along, you can look for this information. So that's a good strategy to use when you're reading, is to be reading, to know what you're looking for. And these questions provide that for you. All right, changing the Constitution. Article 5 describes how changes called amendments can be made to the Constitution. Proposing an amendment requires a vote of 2/3 of both houses of Congress, or a national convention called by Congress at the request of 2/3 of the legislatures of all the states. Thus, either Congress or the states can start the process of amending the Constitution. Proposing an amendment is only the first step. Before an amendment can become part of the Constitution, it must be approved by the legislatures or by special conventions and 3/4 of the states. Once an amendment is approved, it becomes part of the supreme law of the land. Amendments so far. Over the years, people have suggested more than 10,000 amendments to the Constitution. Only 27 of these have been approved. The first 10 amendments were added almost immediately after the Constitution was ratified. These amendments were demanded by Americans in exchange for their support for the Constitution. Called the Bill of Rights, these 10 amendments primarily guarantee specific rights to citizens. The Bill of Rights is so important in American history that the next chapter is devoted to it. The other 17 amendments became part of the Constitution one at a time. Some of them changed the way certain public officials are elected. Others guaranteed the rights of certain groups of Americans. For instance, the 13th Amendment made slavery illegal. The 19th Amendment guaranteed women the right to vote. And the 26th Amendment gave the right to vote to all citizens over the age of 18. Ideas for other amendments are proposed from time to time, but chances are that very few of them will become part of the Constitution. Let's look at this graphic here. So, amendment is proposed by 2/3 vote of each House of Congress. This is one way. Amendment is proposed by a national convention called by Congress at the request of 2/3 of the state legislatures. All right, so then these arrows can go here, this can go here, it can go here. Amendment is ratified by 3/4 of the state legislatures, or amendment is ratified by 3/4 of the state conventions. So these are the different ways that the amendments can be put into the Constitution. Let's look at the questions again. How many amendments have been made to the Constitution? 27. Which amendment gave women the right to vote? 19. What are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution called? Bill of Rights. They guarantee the rights for all humans in the United States. Who has the power to propose amendments to the Constitution? Let's go back and look. Okay, so this is the difference between these, okay? Amendment is proposed. So who has the right? 2/3 vote of each House of Congress and 2/3 of the state legislatures. So they can propose an amendment. Ratification is when the amendment is approved. Okay, so then who approves or ratifies the amendments to the Constitution? Here we have 3/4 of the state legislatures and 3/4 of the state convention. So proposed, ratified, or accepted. All right, hopefully this will be helpful for you.